Okay, round one. Yeah, we're playing first for sure. No, we don't want to mull. We've got our best card, and we've got at least potentially a way to keep us alive for a little bit. If he plays some like a Wandering Wolf or something, we can keep that off our back for a while. All right, the mirror. Well, that's interesting. We've drawn a Cloud Shift. So what that means is we're probably going to wait an extra turn to play the Dark Imposter. Like we don't really have a reason to run him out there on turn 2. All right, that's great. Yeah, I'm just going to wait. I want to be able to keep Cloud Shift up so that I can save our Dark Imposter if he just has a removal spell at instant speed or whatever, sorcery speed. Blood Flow, sure. You got it. All right. Dark Imposter, go. So basically we have the ability to get around one removal spell, and then if he has another one, then we're sad. But otherwise, we're in a great shape. All right, we'll block. Maybe we don't even need to block here. So the idea is I can block. If he has a combat trick, I can Cloud Shift. But then that means that his removal spell's live. So yeah, let's just not. It's only 1 damage. If he wants to sack his wall, he can sack his wall. All right, he's got nothing. Awkward. Well, we know the name of the game here, though. Since he has essentially no pressure on us, the name of the game is simply to get to enough mana to start getting his guys. That's it. It depends on what we draw the next turn, but Riders. Yeah, that's brutal. I mean, we have ways that we can interact with that card, but he's going to name Vampire so that I can't get it. The good news is we've got Malfeld Twins and stuff, so we can kind of just play around it. All right, he is going to attack again. This time he's only got 1 black mana available. So basically what we can do is make him sack his wall. But yeah, we don't care about his wall, so we're just going to take it. All right, so we didn't hit a land. I mean, we have our lands, but I was going to say if we did draw a land here, we might wait a turn to start using it, but we're going to start using it, I think. Either that or I can slam Malfeld Twins here. Otherwise, I'm going to take this thing out. Yeah, I think I'm going to let him. I'm going to start just controlling the board here because basically he's got to do something and I can just end step get his guy. I'm not going to do it during combat, though. I'm just going to take the 4 here. Still a reasonable life total. If he has instant speed removal, he's going to get our guy, but we at least get to 1, or not even 1 for 1, like 0 for 1 him. 6 mana. Whoop. Undo. He just sacked it to... Oh, he's going to make us sack it. Oh, that's really good. Grave Exchange us? Yeah, that's brutal. Okay, well, we are going to, unfortunately, just get an Angelic Wall out of the deal and a nice tempo hit. But yeah, that's a bummer. That was one of the few ways he could get it. We could have played Corpse Trader or something like that to prevent that kind of thing from happening, but I don't regret this play. All right, so we put down the Twins, and we're in a pretty good spot already. They can block the Riders of Gavany just fine. We've got Bone Splinters with Twins, which is really good. Right, Marrow Bats, sure. We got Cloud Flesh for that. So yeah, we're actually just in a sweet spot now. Yeah, I want to do stuff, so I'm going to play this guy. And I'm going to take that thing down. And I'm going to battle. I'll trade these if he wants. Weird that we're facing the mirror in colors, though. So he can make this thing into a 3/3 right now. Oh, we could just defang it. We can play defang and corpse traders this turn. That seems pretty sweet, actually. If I attack with Mahlfeld twins... If I just attack with both... No. Alright, so yeah, let's defang this thing since we have no more vampires coming. So this is just a 3/3 vigilance, basically. And this... He'll get to block and undie with it, but then we can kill it. Alright, so he's going to trade. Alright, that's fine. Yep, so this is fine for us. We get to follow up with the 3/3 corpse traders. Which we're probably not going to be activating. We're just going to be attacking with. But we can Bone Splinters his Evernight Shade with our Mahlfeld twins for value. Yeah, this is kind of a bummer. Oh, that's pretty good, actually. Oh, man. It's got all types of good stuff here. So I can I can just attack here. If I attack and he blocks with Undead Executioner with this, he can just trade straight up for it, which really isn't that bad for us. We need to kill this thing eventually. And also we need to draw a white source so we can play that guy, but not a big deal here. What happens if I just attack with both? He can give anything. He can sack this to make this a 2/2 and give anything -2/-2 until end of turn. So like he could sack this guy, give this -1 or -2/-2, and then block here with his 2/2, and then just take the 4. I could Cloud Shift then to save it. Yeah, I don't think he has any great blocks here. And if he doesn't block at all, then we can just Bone Splinters this thing away and get back our and have 2 2/2s. All right, looks like he just wants to trade here. He's going to target that thing, and we're going to just Cloud Shift it to save it. And then post-combat, what we can do is we can Bone Splinters away Evernight Shade, which is kind of interesting. Or we can leave it and make him think that he's going to get to keep a 5/5 up. Or I can use this, but I don't think I can really afford that. So I'm going to do this. He's going to sack it in response and get a 1/1 counter on his Bloodflow Connoisseur. But then we've got a pretty good board state here with 7 power versus his 2. Although we're kind of out of tricks, but hopefully he is too. I could have also sacked a zombie to look at his hand, but I just think I'd rather have these guys. Ghoul Flesh, sure. Moonlight Geist, alright. Not really sure why he Ghoul Fleshed my dude. Alright, that's a good draw. I mean, I think I'm just attacking with everybody here. He can blank out one of these, but he's out of cards, so this thing doesn't do anything now anyway. Yeah, I'm just going to battle. He doesn't really have any good... I mean, he can block and trade if he wants. He can sack a dude and make that one bigger. Yeah? Yeah, that all happens. That's fine. And we play this guy. And we're in a pretty good position. I mean, he's fairly stabilized on the ground now, but we have the air attack going, and if we want, we can send in both zombies at any time to get in for an extra couple of damage if it changes the clock. All right, play this. Say go. That's going to be very good versus him. If we attack with everybody, we get in for 6. That means he has to kill both of these things. If we just attack with these, we put him to 4, and then we can lethal him. I think it's better to attack with everybody here, especially because we're going to be putting this guy on the battlefield too. Oh man, really? You top decked that? Divine Deflection? Ugh, that is absolutely disgusting. Oh man, that's a good draw. Oh my god. He is going to blow us out here. These will kill themselves. This will kill itself. This could survive. It just depends on how he does it. Sad. I mean, that's pretty bad luck, I suppose, but all right. God. And by the way, he takes nothing. So, all right, now we're in a good spot, though, because he's still just on a 2-turn clock here. So, tap that guy down. All right. I think we may have survived a Divine Deflection there. We'll see, though. He still has another draw step, and the last one went about as poorly as possible. All right. We got through it. So somehow we're in the exact same deck as this guy, which is kind of weird. Polluted Dead we could bring in. I don't want that. I don't think I want that. He is playing 6s, though. That's not good. We're probably okay here. Yeah, I'm going to run this back again. I'm a little concerned about some of our creatures and how they match up with his Ghoul Flesh, but I'm not that concerned. I'm going to mulligan this hand. We have no plays forever. If we draw planes, we're still not in a great spot, so I'm going to mull it. Ooh, this looks good. Yeah, this looks good. A little slow, but I think our deck is going to be a little slow. We get to play Farbog Explorer, and then we get to kind of see what happens next. Hopefully we draw some lands. If we draw some lands, I think we'll be in good shape here, because we can Farbog Explorer and then run out Driver of the Dead, and then depending on what we have... ooh, that's bad. We got to kill that. Because this guy has the ability to kill our Homicidal Seclusion. Although he does need to tap this and 2 other humans, so he might not have that many humans around. That's not a human. And this is a card we definitely don't care about. Bone Splinters. Well, I guess he knew we didn't care about it because he just killed our guy with Swamp Walk. All right. Plains would have been nice there, but I will definitely just take a Driver of the Dead here. All right, so let's see what his play is here, because if he doesn't play anything, then we're in a really good spot. He played a Vampire. I think we can just slam Homicidal Seclusion. It'll make this guy a 6/3. He'll have to find some way to deal with this thing. And if he does, like if he defangs it or does something really annoying, then we can Bone Splinters it. Plus, we just don't have another play. So let's do that. Even if this thing gets to connect once, it often can be a really nice swing in the game. If he plays another human, we'll have to do something about this, but we might not even be able to. He already killed our first guy, so. He's only got one card in hand right now, so he's going to have to kind of get lucky and get some humans together to make it work. We do have some bad case scenarios here, though, where like he takes care of this and we have to, or he doesn't, and we have to bone splinters our only creature, and then we're like begging for a creature or another plane so we can play Seraph of Dawn or whatever. But yeah, these things happen, I suppose. All right, so he can't race us at this point. Okay, that's not a human. But starting with the next turn, he can start blanking our attack step. So we're going to need to draw something here. He can't do it yet, though. Well, we drew something, so that's nice. Got a little lucky there. Okay, go ahead. So his plan is probably going to be to leave this thing back and attack us with these two. Oh, Butcher Ghoul. Well, he might just want to do that now. I mean, he obviously can't race us, but yeah, he didn't attack with this guy. Okay. Prevent all combat damage that would be dealt to and dealt by this guy. All right, so what that means is we must kill it. He has no cards in hand, so we're not going to play anything else anyway. So we are going to kill this thing. Yeah, because we want to gain the life next turn. And if we wait till he blocks, then even if we kill it, we don't gain the life. So he doesn't have any cards in hand anyway. So, all right, that guy gets a thing. All right, so now we have a way to kill this if we need to, or to kill this if we need to. But for now, we're just going to win this race. Currently, he gets a couple of blocks. And he's going to make that blood flow connoisseur big. Yeah, the blood flow connoisseur is actually kind of a big issue at this point. Because now he can prevent us from gaining the life. So we have an interesting position here. Because we can play Thraben, we can play none of these really work out the way we want. We can play the Thraben Valiant, and if it dies, we can Bone Splinters this, and then get this back so that we maintain loner, as they call it, just having one guy. But it has to get kind of complicated for that to happen. Another thing we can do is we can play Thraben Valiant, Bone Splinters the Blood Flow Connoisseur, and then if/when this does die, then we just get the Thraben Valiant back, and then we'll maintain loner, so that's kind of cool too. But right now, like, he's top decking, and like he has to keep making that play, so I don't think we really need to. Like, if he does, so let's say he hits us for 5 here, and then he makes the same play again where he blocks and sacks. Like, he's just throwing away cards basically every turn. So like he can't do this forever. We're still at 19. And there's a nice follow-up as well. All right, so we're looking pretty decent here. So I'm assuming he's going to make that same play, and he does. All right, so he can hit us up for 6 now if he wants, but we're in a pretty good position. So if he plays some bomb, then we'll be able to pull that Thraben Valiant play. But as it stands now, he's going to have to start trading these guys off. He's committed to racing with this Blood Flow Connoisseur, but he's also putting all of his eggs in that basket because he looks like he's going to make this play again where he blocks and sacks to keep us from gaining life. But meanwhile, we have 5 cards in hand and he has 0. So like we're in a pretty good position here. Play this, say go. Sure. All right. So this turn can matter. We can be a little greedy and just keep going. Like we can attack with this. He'll probably just block and go for a trade, realistically. We'll take some damage, but I think it's fine at this point to pull the trigger on actually just killing one of his guys here. We've got a lot of good follow-up plays. Could also just kill Blood Flow Connoisseur, but then he would trade this off for that, so that's probably not good. Let's just do this. So this is going to become a 4-1 until end of turn, but we're going to get that hit and go back up to 14 and put him down to 4. So that's going to mean that he basically just can't attack us anymore. And then we have the option here, if we want, of playing out the Renegade Demon as well. We could attack with both he would be forced to trade this for the Renegade Demon and take 3 going to 1, and he'd have to top deck a creature out of the next 2 draws. Or we can just leave it like this. If we leave it like this, basically what happens is if he draws a creature, he can make that same play again. If he doesn't, then he has to leave this guy back and then trade these off, and then we can follow up with a creature. So yeah, I think I'm just going to do that. I'm just going to grind him down with our Homicidal Seclusion. All right, he drew a land, so now he can't attack us. If we draw removal... No removal. That's fine, though, because we're just going to blast him. We're going to get back Thraben Valiant, and we still have all our cards in hand. So he has to draw a creature that can get in the way of a 5/2, and yeah, we're just in pretty good, like a really, really good spot here. Because we're just, it's like incremental grindy value, right? Like we're going to drive her the dead back this guy. And then, and what that means, like on the board, this guy's just kind of whatever, but as it pertains to what he can do, like it's probably just the winner. All right, so he draws a 1/1. And we attack. All right, he didn't even sack it, so we couldn't gain the life. And now, let's see, he's at 4. So this is a 2-power guy. So we can play at least 2 other creatures, and I can't think of a reason not to. Well, except that, I suppose. I forgot about that. So if you guys missed it, our guy died because he already had a damage on him. Oh, that was bad. I killed my own dude. So the reason I made that play, I said I can't think of a reason not to. Obviously, I couldn't think of that reason, but was because I was planning on having a 2/4 and a 3 up so that I could attack with 3 creatures. Yeah, now he's going to kind of get us. Not really, though. I guess we just get this guy back anyway. But still, kind of interesting. So he plays his... oh, he's going to play his Moonlight guys. Yeah, he still has to chump with it, though. I guess he can trade for our Thraben Valiant, but then he's still just top decking anyway. And he's still taking 2. Okay. He's at 2. Yeah, I think we play the Demon here. Because the Seraph is lethal anyway. So even if he kills the demon, then the Seraph kills him, and he basically has to be able to either block and or kill both. If he drew something like Grave Exchange that turn, made us sack the Angel, and then played another creature, we'd be a turn behind. And I mean, realistically, we're not losing that game like ever. I mean, we're just never losing that game. But you know, you want to just. I don't want to just get into the mode of like sitting back on my Homicidal Seclusion like, hey, this thing's unstoppable, you can never do anything about it, because there are some situations where they can claw their way back to like a state where they shouldn't really have, where with no cards in hand, if we just play out 2 dudes, he's basically drawing dead. Like, even Grave Exchange doesn't save him. He can't cast that and the flyer, so like I can just sack the demon and then he dies in the air. So like it just makes it so that he has like no outs instead of like maybe an out I can't really think of. Anyway, we'll see you guys in round 2.